I mean, I got to see him live with Ye and Drake, and that shit was special. People was crying. That shit was spiritual. So a person that have that kind of power and that kind of positive influence over people are special.
Yeah.
They're tapped into an angelic miracle frequency. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Google like Metatron and Archangel Michael and the numbers 777, 888, 432. I'm putting y'all up on information that they can't really censor because they don't even know this information. You feel me? But mathematics is the language of God. You know what I'm saying? And mathematics and geometry is the framework of the universe. And once people start tapping into that and tapping into these frequencies, it's happening more and more. But collectively, we all need to do it. Then we will start coming into the consciousness of God. Civilize the mind, make savage the body. This is the Civil Mind, Savage Body podcast, and I'm your host, Mike Rashid King. We will explore and discuss ways to expand consciousness, increase your health, reverse aging, and refine our lifestyles to live a life in an abundance. Now, we're currently aware of 3 dimensions, but as technology and human intellect advances, consciously tapping into the 4th dimension is inevitable. 3 dimensions of space, 1 dimension of time. That extra dimension is a degree of freedom. However, can we travel back in time? I don't think so. But is that accurate? Or are we looking at this the wrong way? Let's say you wanted to find me, right? You have to know my exact location, and you have to know when I'm there. Is time just a construct, or is it as natural as the air that we breathe? One thing that I'm certain of is I don't know. I don't believe anything. I either know or I don't know. But hopefully together, we'll all find out. Enjoy the show. So cool. So let's transition to what we were talking about on the phone. We were talking about Kanye. Well, I'm sorry, Ye. Talking about Ye, and you seem to have a disdain for this guy. You hate this man.
Well, no, it's not that I hate him. I just see him like the Kanye to. Let me spell this out.
Okay. This is I think it's hate because you said I said would you do content with him? You said nope. I said so. You have a YouTube channel, right? I'm sure you probably make money on YouTube. Okay. Now you know the nature of YouTube. The more views, the more ad revenue, the more money you make, the more people know who you are, the more people that you can potentially help because you do therapy, right?
Well, I'm a coach.
Right? But you help people. So by doing something with someone like him of his stature, it will bring a lot of eyes to you, right? And you get to discuss your differences, maybe find common ground, maybe not. Maybe like, fuck you, get out of here. You know what I mean? But you have that much distaste for Ye that you wouldn't even do that.
It's not.
You told me you would talk to him behind closed doors, not on YouTube.
Well, it's not about distaste, it's about distrust.
Okay.
I don't trust Ye. And this is the reason why.
Yeah, talk about that.
Looking at just me looking at Kanye just as a person. I look at him like I used to look at Terrell Owens in football. Kanye is one of the best artists of our time. Back then with Terrell Owens, he was one of the best wide receivers of our time. But you have that man on your team, you're probably gonna go to Super Bowl, but all kinds of cancerous issues is gonna happen on the way to the Super Bowl. So your locker room is going to be screwed up. It's going to be divisive in the locker room. Everybody's going to hate each other. He's running around fighting each other. They're in a fight, and I'm not saying football players don't fight, but I look at Kanye West to our culture like we looked at Terrell Owens in football, one of the best players, but nobody wanted him around. He was a terrible person. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Terrell or Kanye are terrible people. They just have issues that causes like divisiveness around them. So
divisiveness between. All right, let's talk about Kanye. I don't know too much about. I'm sorry, Ye. I don't know too much about T.O. I didn't know he had that much controversy around him.
You didn't?
Nah, but I don't follow football, so.
Oh, okay, okay. I got you.
But with Ye, so what is the divisiveness that's? Because when we talked, you say he was terrible for the culture.
Yeah.
What's the divisiveness, and what's the what are the negatives about Ye to the culture and to the people around him and whatnot?
So the way I look at Kanye West is, to a certain degree, it's like a boyfriend, a narcissistic boyfriend with a codependent girlfriend. We, the culture, we as black people, we as lovers of hip hop, we are like that codependent girlfriend. We're codependent on Kanye West because Ye is this person. He's one of the richest black men in America, all this other stuff, right? So it's like we look up to him, but all he does is hurt us. And he does it over and over again, just like an abusive boyfriend.
How did you hurt us?
The slavery was a choice comment.
Slavery for 400 years? For 400 years? That sounds like a choice.
How did you take that? And why do you think that hurt us? It didn't hurt me, so it hurt you. How did it hurt you?
Well, certain things are sensitive. And when it comes to slavery being a choice, that is hurtful because a lot of us, we have grandmothers or grandfathers that actually were slaves. So to sit here and say to a certain, in a certain way that our or whoever's grandmother, grandfather made a choice to be a slave is very disrespectful.
Why though? So have you done your genealogy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what methods did you go about?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Your genealogy, trace your family back as far as you can.
Uh-uh.
Okay. So do you really know if your grandparents were slaves? I know your grandparents weren't slaves, but do you know that there was people in your lineage that were slaves?
I don't know.
Okay. So that's fair. That's an honest answer. I've done a lot of research on the topic, and I understand his position and where he's coming from. And he wasn't talking about slavery in the 1700s, right? He's talking about slavery right now, for one, how I took it, right? And listen, it was very ambiguous, his message, so who knows what he meant, right? However, I didn't take it like that. Now, if we go back to those days, listen, black people here, we're not all descendants of slaves. It's just a fact, right? It's just not talked about, right? And people tend to gravitate towards oppression. That's a decision because just like you just said, it's a sensitive topic because a lot of our grandparents are slaves. You're deciding to gravitate towards oppression without even knowing if that was in your family makeup. You feel me? Because I did my genealogy and there's no slavery there. Now, granted, I only did one side on my mother's side, and I assumed that there was slavery there because my mother's family's from the South. But there's none. I haven't done my father's side because it's hard to do because they were not from America. So it's a low probability that my lineage is that of slavery, right? Now, there's people who are. Okay, that's fine. However, there's another element to it. When did we become emancipated? 100 years ago, 100-something years ago, okay? It's not very long ago, right? Then there was legal racism, black code, you know what I'm saying? We have so many impediments, like very obvious things against us. As time go on, things get easier, things get a little bit better, right? We start leveling the playing field a little bit, and listen, look at the powerful things that we're doing now, right? In this country, the greatest country on this planet. So I understand when he's like, yo, why y'all keep running to that? Holding on to this slavery thing. I don't want no parts of that. That ain't got nothing to do with my history or my narrative. So I feel it, I get it when people choose to talk about nah, that ain't my shit. Y'all can have that. I don't want that.
That's understandable.
You know what I'm saying? So, okay, so we can agree that, what he was talking about, I don't know if he was talking about back then or now. I don't, personally. I don't know if you had a better understanding of it. However, could we agree that there is a lot of nuance to that because not all black people here got here through slavery?
Well, the thing about it is, I don't think he even looked at it too much. Going back to,
but I've heard him speak on these things.
Yeah,
he knows that. He knows that not all of us came here through slavery. So yeah, but go ahead.
But it's the timing of what he does. Like I said, it's the abusive boyfriend versus the codependent girlfriend, or and I mean emotionally abusive boyfriend. Like I said, I look at.
But let's go to that that TMZ situation when he said that
Yeah,
statement.
but no, that's just an example because I was gonna hit you and let.
But we could do each one.
Okay. Yeah.
So all right, we don't. Every black person don't know their lineage.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do it often, right? So can we kind of like agree that all right, well, maybe I didn't know exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, because that was one of your examples of
Yeah.
why you don't trust him. What else?
So with the George Floyd thing, what he just did with Drink Champs, and going to what you were saying, would I interview him? This man can literally ruin your entire business and ruin your entire life to a certain degree.
Who'd he do that to?
Well, who is he doing that to is a better question.
Who? I'm asking.
Possibly Revolt, possibly everybody involved with Drink Champs, because the things that he said, there is allegedly a lawsuit that is coming down the pipes because of the things that he actually said.
Right, but Revolt is fine. Nori's fine.
Well, the thing about it is,
Ye is fine.
he was Drink Champs.
Nori?
Nori. Nori was extremely inebriated in that particular, and then he's
Every episode he
I get it.
So was
but
Ye.
that can be looked at as negligence in a way.
Yeah, but Nori, I mean, we say
Am I right or wrong,
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Inebriated, sure, but he always is. But he seemed pretty much intact to me. Like he actually challenged Ye a lot at the end of that interview.
At the end of the interview.
Yeah.
That's
but
the
that's
key
when
thing.
he needed. That's when he felt the it was time to push.
Yeah.
So he had his wits about him.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
So-
and I don't recall him ever saying. I heard the apology. He didn't use that as an excuse. Like, oh, I was drunk.
He did. He did say somebody said
it was
drink-
obvious they all was drunk.
This ain't Drink Champs. It needs to be Think Champs or something like that. He said something about Think Champs versus Drink Champs.
But it is Drink Champs. That's the thing.
Yeah, I get what you're
That's
saying.
Drink Champs.
Yeah.
They go in there, they get lit, and they talk shit.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Until something happens.
Like what though? Some words?
All I'm saying is,
Was it that bad what he said about George Floyd?
Yes.
That was that bad?
yes.
So his perspective is that bad?
Yes.
Because he has a perspective. Keep in mind, he has a perspective, right? All right, so I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you have experience in medical examination, forensics, sciences, things of the sort?
No, but I did follow the story, and
We all did. Okay.
Yeah.
So what expertise do you have to determine the actual cause of death, or if fentanyl was a cause of death or not?
I don't have any.
Do you deny that he had fentanyl in the system? Because that was very much made public.
The way
And
I
do you
see
know the health ramifications of fentanyl?
Well, that whole thing, I understand what you're saying, but that whole thing was extremely emotional. So to
Which
me,
part?
it wasn't scientific. George Floyd with the knee on his throat, like I took that personally, and I said to
Why?
myself, if I was there, I would have went to jail because I'm not to this day, I'm not gonna allow any police officer to just be leaning on a man's neck and he's sitting here yelling out, "Mama, help me," and I'm just gonna stand there. I'm just gonna go to jail.
Okay.
I'm
That's fair.
gonna do that.
I'm not mad at that.
And that really hurt me to know that there were men out there that sat there and pulled out their phone instead of running up on that police and just pushing them off. I'll go to jail for assaulting a police officer, whatever I got to deal with. Just put, stop. And then, all right, I'm arresting you. All right, cool. I'll
listen,
take that.
I don't have a problem with that.
So it was emotional.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do the same thing, but hold on. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
So emotional, okay, but does that make how you feel right just because you were emotional?
Well, when something goes on and there's a death, and that man has family members that, the whole country went crazy when that happened, right? So it wasn't just a death; it was a lot. It said so much, the way how
it was just a death, because death happened. Death is very normal. It happens all the time. Now, when it happened,
the fashion of it. The man had his hand in his pocket.
Listen. Death is not pretty. Even when people, one of my cousins died of sickle cell, and I seen the death rattle and all of the heart attacks over and over and over. That's not pretty. Nobody did that to him. You feel me? So death is not pretty. So yeah, he died. It wasn't pretty. I didn't like how it looked either. But as a rational person, can I sit here and say that I can base my position on what happened off of my feelings? I can't do that personally.
Well, I can just simply go back to who Kanye is and what he's actually
forget about
doing.
Kanye. Let's talk about the George Floyd thing, because he took that. He's getting sued, right? The family is suing him for whatever, $250 million, which is interesting. So you had a problem with what he said, but let's talk about what happened, the George Floyd situation.
Okay.
Right? And I have no dog in this, no dog in this race, no point in this race. I don't know what happened, right? Now, but I know that there's a lot of doubt. You know what I mean? I know that the man had fentanyl in the system. I know that he was trying to, pass some counterfeit bills. And I know that he was on drugs. The drug dealer was in his car. You feel me? So there's a lot of shady shit that was going on.
And they snatched him out the car. They snatched him out the police car, I believe.
George Floyd? Okay.
He was in the police car. They pulled him out of the police car.
He was a suspect. The other guy was very cooperative.
They pulled him out of the police car. He was in the police car already.
Okay.
With handcuffs on, they pulled him out of the police car. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
He was in the police car.
Do you know why?
Ready to go.
Do you know why?
Don't know.
So they pull him out. Okay. So there's a lot of factors, right? Now, when there's a jury trial, right, and someone's on criminal defense being prosecuted for a crime, the jury, it has to be without a reasonable doubt. You know what I'm saying? Guilty without a reasonable doubt, right? So fentanyl kills people every day. It's a fact, right? So let's just say that part. Just say the fact that he had fentanyl in the system. Is that not a reasonable doubt that the knee didn't kill him? It's not. So fentanyl had nothing to do with it? Do you think that him having drugs in the system had nothing to do with his death? Do you think a healthy man...
If I do have drugs...
You think a healthy man that had nothing in the system would have died?
Yes.
Really?
If I have, regardless of what's going on with me, regardless of what it is, if you put your knee to my throat, it's going to make it worse.
Okay, now, do you understand what a perspective is, right? Okay, so that camera, if you take a picture, right, and we standing next to each other, and I scoot up a little bit past you and flex my arm, I look bigger than you, or you could look bigger than me, whoever's closer.
Right.
The perspective, right? That's not reality. So did you see all the different angles? You saw the angle. There's an angle in which the perspective looked like the cop's knee was on the back of his neck. Then there's another perspective that it looks like the cop's knee is on his shoulder. Did you see that angle? That perspective?
And I've seen multiple angles of
Okay,
it.
yeah, that's out there. But all I'm saying is this: there's a lot of doubt, bro. There's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of information out there. Now, this is something that black people, I think, should be aware of. Every time they want people to make certain types of reactions and act a certain way, they do it. They press buttons. They put certain things out there, you see it nonstop.
And Kanye West is used to do that.
Whether it's George Floyd, whatever, they piss people off, they upset you, they tug at your emotions, right? For whatever reason they have, whatever agenda they have, right? Everybody got agendas. Whoever's in power, they're going to use whatever outlets that they have access to manipulate people to do what they want them to do. And being upset, people rioting, all of that shit was an articulated plan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't trust nothing in the news, nothing in the media. You know what I mean? And, what happened with George Floyd, it's fucked up. But I don't know. I'm saying me personally. I'm not saying that the cop didn't kill him. I'm not saying the cop did. You know what I'm saying? But I know that he had fentanyl in his system, and that shit is fucking deadly. And he was committing a crime. You feel me? If me and you riding, and we about to...
I don't have the right to die because I was committing a crime, though.
Hold on. If we slide on some ops, me, and you get killed, right? Not by me, by them. I'm going to prison for the rest of my life for your murder. I didn't do nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm guilty by association. I'm doing some bad shit.
Right.
So that's what's gonna happen to me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even kill this dude. I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? We got into a tussle, this, that, and the third. Or maybe I'm just gonna rob somebody. Rob a grocery store, whatever, a convenience store, and the man pull out the strap. I get hit, don't graze, but you get hit, and it's a wrap. I'm going to prison for murder. Yeah. Rest of my life. So, you know, listen, I've done crimes in the past. I've paid my debt to society. I'm very fortunate that I didn't do worse things and do more time or never got out. I'm happy about that. I do not condone crime. You know what I'm saying? Even though I made those bad decisions back in the day. But I live a clean life. I don't want no bootleg cable, no nothing. I'm doing everything by the book. You feel me? Yeah. So when shit happens, you playing dirt, you get dirty. It is what it is, bro. It just is what it is. So listen, with the volatile nature of black people, black men in police in America, and you know what I'm saying? If I'm in certain situations, shit could get sticky. It could get hairy. You feel me? Yeah. So I keep myself out of certain situations. I keep my son out of certain situations. You feel me? And I educate him the proper way, how to carry himself and conduct himself to where he's not even looked at like that. Right. Now, George Floyd, bro, he got a history. The man's on dope. You know what I'm saying? And he was not. I doubt he's somebody that you would have hung out with. You feel me? I mean, I don't know.
No, probably won't.
So you know, it's not. Sometimes people that be in fucked up situations, most of the time is their fault, and that's a fact.
With this situation, just going back to like how we got to the conversation, is Kanye West, in my opinion, he's doing these things on purpose. Because like I said, he come out and like the whole narcissist codependent situation. The narcissist, at first, he love bombs the other person. We are the other person, like the culture, right? He's the rapper. He comes out with Donda, or he comes out with an album, or he does this, he does that, right? And next thing you know, he slaps the person in the face.
Who's he slapping?
He hurts him emotionally.
Who's he slapping?
The culture.
So the culture is damaged emotionally by
these are examples. Yeah,
I'm of the culture. I don't have any emotional anything.
Okay.
Other than liking the music.
But that's your perspective.
So you're saying that he damages you emotionally when he says the things that he says?
The culture.
No, I'm saying you.
No.
It doesn't, but you're speaking for everybody else.
Not really speaking for everybody else. I'm just looking at things from an objective standpoint.
So what have you observed of the culture that he's made them emotionally damaged, that he's hurt the culture?
Just the reaction,
how
the
come
response.
You are immune to his vitriol and they aren't?
Because like I said, I look at him like a narcissistic boyfriend on a codependent woman, and he's doing these things on purpose. And then he'll turn around and throw some super hot takes where it's like, yo, you don't understand. We're doing the rap game is doing this. Whoever's doing that.
Things that you say. So you say he's doing these things on purpose.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
He's causing problems in certain type of ways. Different examples that's like causing an outrage. See, there's outrage marketing, just like any other type of marketing. This is marketing for him.
But what exactly is he doing, though? You say he's slapping us or slapping them?
Yeah, he's causing issues in our culture
by speaking on things that's happening in the media, right? Because he don't cause these things; he's speaking on it. Things that has happened. Yeah. Okay. Fucked up situations that somebody might have got themselves into.
Yeah.
Okay.
Causing lawsuits.
They got themselves into. Just because people file a lawsuit, I don't mean anything. People do that all the time. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good chance there's going to be settlements.
So I highly doubt that.
They hit a vote with a lawsuit. I think
it's very weird that his family, George Floyd family, want to get paid off of his death because somebody said something they didn't like. People could say what they want to say. I thought this was a free country.
Well, the same thing about the whole Jewish thing that he talked about.
Like I said, he could say what he want to say. So what did he say so bad about the Jews? Is that a thing too? I don't know if that was an issue for you.
No, see, it's like I said, it's not about me. I'm just looking at things from an objective standpoint, and I'm seeing what he's doing. He love bombs, then slaps, then love bombs, then slaps, then love bombs, then slaps.
And I'm not trying to be argumentative with you at all, my bro. But love ball, slap bomb,
love bomb, and then slap.
I don't know what that means. So be very direct about what you mean. So now we're on the alleged anti-Semitic statements. So is that a love bomb slap situation as well?
Yes, because it doesn't affect him.
What's the love bomb part?
Well, the love bomb was like he'll say something really deep, some factual stuff about how like the Jewish community is doing this and doing that.
Like what?
Then,
like what? Let's. Cause I got a very scientific type of brain, so I like to like have.
Well, I don't want to quote
things,
something specific,
but you can like paraphrase.
Okay, all right. So the paraphrase, he said that the Jewish community controls virtually everything that we do, which is factual, and it's the reason why we are where we are. And I always looked at, to a certain degree, he didn't say this, I'm looking at this from me paraphrasing, he's more or less saying the Jewish community has put rappers in a position where they're slave catchers. So they actually influence the rest of the culture to do crimes, treat women like crap, go to prison in order to feed.
What do you feel about that statement?
In order to feed the prison, all that, right?
Industrial complex. Yeah.
That's true. But the reason why he's saying that, in my opinion, that is the love bombing. Hey, you can trust me. Then he turns around and does something else crazy.
Like what?
The George Floyd thing. So he'll say one thing and then say something about like the George Floyd thing.
Okay, so let me get this right.
Next thing you know, people getting sued.
So I understand exactly what he said, that they say is anti-Semitic, which I highly doubt. I don't see how that can be. First of all, anti-Semitic, anti-anything is to hate these people, right? He never said he hates them. He never said he wants to hurt them. He never said any of that stuff, right? So he said, now the statement that he made, so we're going to compare, that's the love bomb, the George Floyd was a slap, right? In your opinion.
Yeah.
Now, he's anti-Semitic according to them because he's pointing out that, hey, it's Jewish executives, it's white Jewish executives green lighting these artists to talk about black on black crime, the extreme disrespect to women, violence, rape, drugs, the worst of the worst, right? Now, if you say something critical about a person that is Jewish, it's considered anti-Semite. You get blocked removed from platforms. However, black people can say horrible things to each other and about each other, and it's actually promoted. It's throttled. It's it's celebrated. I think you don't see a problem with that.
No, I see a problem with that, but it's been going on. The only time,
hold on, but who's talking about it though? Who's bringing light to it?
Let me just say this: the only time he brings light to this is when he's mad at somebody else, and that is the actual problem.
Why do you figure that though? Who's he mad at? He's mad at the people that he's talking about.
He's mad
Jewish executives. This is what he's talking about.
He's
in that industry.
He's mad at his own wife. It's so many different things.
Listen, that's not what he's talking about. That's not
what I'm saying is every time something goes wrong with him,
like he's mad at his wife.
Yeah, no, he said it.
He said it. He said, "Hey, I'm doing this because I'm mad at my wife." That's what he said.
He didn't say I'm doing this. He literally said, "Okay, I look at like things in chronological order. Every time Kanye does not get his way, he does this, and that is what I'm saying with narcissistic."
He does what?
What's that?
Like point out a fact that the action of some executives is very bad for black people.
And then the slap. Yeah. The slap, the love bomb, slap, love bomb. Whenever he's mad.
That's part of, here's the thing. I don't think you're really understanding the whole picture, right? So it's not like why does he want to, as you say, slap everybody with the George Floyd comment? That's his reality. That's his perspective.
But the only time he says that is when he's upset.
That's not true. He's been saying that since this shit been going on. The George Floyd shit been going on. There's a lot of people who was like, yo, why are we celebrating George Floyd? A lot of people have been saying that. Not me, but there's a lot of people who said that. A lot of black people.
To be celebrated.
Okay, and pointing out like, yo, he was doing wrong. Like, why is this a big deal? A lot of people have done that. Black people.
Because he got killed.
A lot of people get killed doing crimes. You feel me? Here's the thing, bro.
He was handcuffed, laying on the ground.
Okay, he was handcuffed for a reason. Listen, hold on, bro. So you think he should have been just
arrested? He was pulled out of the police car.
Okay.
He was.
I'm not a cop. I don't know their procedures.
Pulled out of the police car. Like leave him in a police car.
Okay. Well,
send him to jail.
Well, the cop is being punished for the crime, for the murder. So that's a dead issue. But here's the thing. Why we not like jumping up and down rioting about these executives promoting this music that's killing each other, that's killing us, right? And it does. It's direct, like a lot like the drill rap. That shit is like
it's trash.
I mean, that's opinion, like the quality of the music, but it doesn't matter. The subject matter is getting people fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And it's keeping people in a certain space. Yeah. Why we not boycotting that? Why we not rioting that? Why we not even talking about it? Well, look, Kanye brought it up. I'm sorry, Ye brought it up. But you're letting a comment about George Floyd, who was committing a crime and had drugs, like a lethal drug in his system, and died, and while he's handcuffed and the cops on his back. You letting that comment like overshadow a bigger conversation that we should be having.
Well, that's what he actually is doing, and that is the problem that I have with him. And that's the reason why I say he's untrustworthy.
But you choose to focus on the George Floyd thing.
No, I'm looking at the chronological order in which he does this over and over and over and over and over and
What's the
over
chronological
and over
order?
Again. We've been talking about it because, like I said, we could talk about
We're talking about it in order that you bring these issues up. But is that the chronological order? Because he's talking about George Floyd last year. That wasn't an issue last year.
What was he saying about George Floyd?
The same things, along with Candace Owens, who's his friend. They've all been saying this stuff.
Which she most likely isn't his friend.
I think they're friends. But if they're not friends or not, it doesn't matter. But they seem to be tight and chummy.
There's a app that he just bought, and that is actually from what I heard. Yeah, Parler. It's her husband's. Her husband is the CEO of the Parler app. Okay. So it looks like
that's even more like they're friends.
I look at it like she kind of like just got him,
just using them.
Yeah.
You think Ye that stupid?
Yeah.
Really? Man don't become a billionaire being an idiot.
It's a difference between stupid and smart.
Yeah, I know that.
Smart and dumb, yeah, but stupid and smart, that's different.
What's the difference?
Well, you can have brilliance and know how to do something. You can whatever it is, you could be drilled. You can be talented at, but you could be stupid as.
Are you saying he's stupid?
I don't know what. Yeah, I think he's stupid.
Having or showing a great lack of intelligence or common sense.
Emotional intelligence. Yeah, I think
that's not the. Is stupid is having or showing a great lack of intelligence or common sense.
Common sense.
That's the definition of stupid.
Yeah.
So you feel like Kanye West, a man who's parlayed his musical talents, who wasn't a natural talent at rap, crossover from producing to rapping to fashion to becoming the wealthiest black man in history in this country. You think he's stupid? You think that's fascinating.
Yeah. Because like I said, it's a difference between being a genius and being stupid. And I think he's
I didn't call him a genius. I just said
I look at him as a very emotionally unintelligent genius at business. He's good at business.
Are you emotionally unintelligent?
No, I'm emotionally intelligent.
Yeah. Because it seems as if, and I'm correct me if I'm wrong. It seems as if you're basing a lot of these positions that you have against this guy on feelings.
Because what's wrong with that?
I mean, that's not, because feelings get people in trouble. Listen, let me tell you what a feeling is. Feelings are not based on reality, All right, so look, the definition of feeling is this: an emotional state or reaction, brief, especially a vague or irrational one. So for one to make decisions based off of feelings, that would lead to the assumption that one lacks emotional intelligence.
Well, the reason why we're still alive is because of our feelings and our emotions. Cortisol, oxytocin, that's really what feelings are. I understand what you're saying.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Hold on, let me say this.
Let
me say this.
Yeah.
You perceive things a certain way, right? And then when you perceive something a certain way, you have a feeling about that particular thing. And then when you have a feeling about that particular thing, you make a choice or a decision depending on how you perceive that thing. That is actually what feelings are. See, the thing about
that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk
I'm glad
about
that you brought that up. Why we're still here as a species.
Because it's a biological thing, not just
that's a subject that I love, right?
Let's do it.
So that kind of feeling, right? We have what's called a fight or flight response, right?
Cortisol.
Okay, that is part of it. That is a hormone that's part of it. However, that was to keep us safe from harm, from danger, right?
Emotional harm too is the same.
This emotional harm don't keep you alive or dead. It's not a decision of life or death. We're talking about predators, lions, tigers, whatever. That's the feelings that
your
was keeping people.
amygdala does not know the difference between a lion and your bill. That's not getting paid. Your amygdala does not.
That's not true.
That is true.
Your amygdala, first of all, can sense danger before you're even conscious of it. A bill is not dangerous. It's irresponsible.
It's perceived as dangerous.
Listen. A bill is not dangerous. A real threat. I know these things. I'll pull it up.
A bill.
Let's talk about the amygdala. I'm
hold
glad
on.
you
said the word threat. You said the word threat,
yeah,
right?
We're talking about danger.
Hold on. Listen.
We're talking about. Hold on. Let's not like.
No, I'm about to explain it.
We're talking about because you made the point that the reason we're alive still as a species because of our feelings, and I agree with you. Our feelings and pertaining to real danger, real.
Let me let you know what I mean, though. I gotta let you know what I mean. If my rent is late or whatever, right, and I get put out, that is a survival threat because now I'm on the street. So a bill is a survival threat. It's either a survival need or a survival threat. Okay. So whether it's a bear at me or whether it's a bill being late, both are perceived, keyword perceived, as threats to my survival. Because if I'm out on the street, now I got to figure my life out. Right. And there's, so whether it's a bear or a bill.
So let's talk about this. Human beings are animals. We're animals. Mm-hmm. Biologically, we're no different than everything else on this planet, with the exception that we have a lot more neurons and a very robust cerebral cortex. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to surviving, that's easy. That's nothing. Surviving has nothing to do with a bill. It has nothing to do with an apartment or a house. Bums survive. Homeless people survive. Matter of fact, homeless people thrive. Okay, animals survive. Right? We used to be on that level when our safety was life or death, every decision, right? That's what the amygdala kicks in, right? So survival is, all right, I'm in this tree and I'm gonna stay up here until these leopards get up out of there. Mm-hmm. It's not a bill. It's not like my cell phone's gonna get shut off or my car's getting repossessed or I don't have rent. It's not the same. Now let me read to you the functions of the amygdala.
Okay, go ahead.
The amygdala is commonly thought to form the core of a neural system for processing fearful and threatening stimuli. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me a bill is threatening?
Yes. It's threat. I keep saying it's a threat to your survival.
Hold on. Including detection of threat and activation of appropriate fear-related behaviors in response to threatening or dangerous stimuli.
Appropriate. Bro. Keyword appropriate. Appropriation. Like I said, if I don't pay my rent they put me out, that is an appropriate threat to my survival.
Is it?
Yes.
So you're gonna die?
Okay.
Are you gonna die? Survival of what?
Okay. You don't know if you're gonna die.
You do.
Losing everything could put you in a position where you could die.
First of all, I have an organization called Dirty Angels, in which in whatever city we in, we go to the slums and feed people.
Yeah.
These people ain't dead; they're fine.
If you've never been homeless,
I have been homeless.
No, hold on,
and I was not in threat of my life.
Been homeless,
but no.
So they don't know what it is.
Hold on, but there's millions of people that's homeless, and most of them don't start out homeless. Okay, I had money before I was homeless. Okay, so and I was not worried about surviving. That was not. We're so far past survival is ridiculous.
So you don't understand the perception of survival. Like you have a comfortable life and then you turn around and you're homeless and you and your kids are out on the street. And that could put you in a position where you could die.
You really believe that, you feel that just because a person don't have a home, they're going to die?
That's a perception.
We would have an epidemic of dead homeless people.
That's a perception is all I'm saying. It's a perception.
But I'm talking about a fact, though. I'm talking about reality.
No, perception. That's what I keep saying.
But let's talk about reality, though.
These are perceptions.
So
your amygdala works off perception.
No. Your amygdala can detect a threat before your consciousness is around you.
Yes.
It keeps people safe because people are stupid.
In a weird way, it actually tries to protect the future.
Do you think that that's bills are included in that?
Yes, it's a predictable perception.
So the human body can detect. Come on, man. That doesn't even make sense.
If somebody kicks that door in right now, I'm going to perceive that as somebody's about to kill me. It may be the police about to arrest me. But at the end of the day, I'm going to respond like somebody's trying to kill me. It's a perception.
Why? Because something dangerous, a loud bang that you're not expecting.
Right.
The perception
and that is
or
a survival
the appearance
threat.
of physical threat, danger.
That's the survival threat.
A bill is not dangerous.
Not paying it, and there's
that's not dangerous. That doesn't threaten one's life.
Series of
really
things happening after that.
Are you just trying to argue? Because
no,
I'm
really
be
dead
holding
serious.
on to that. All right, I'm gonna read it one more time.
Because I study the brain.
Okay, but I'm gonna just read this one more time.
Go ahead.
All right, including detection of threat and activation of appropriate fear-related behaviors in response to threatening and dangerous stimuli.
And I go back and say the key word is appropriate.
What about appropriate?
That is the perception. You view something as appropriate threat. You gonna see this as a threat versus not being a threat. Because that's all you need to do. You need to perceive it as a threat.
I don't want to get too far off the road, but you perceive bills as a threat to your life,
your survival.
You do.
Yeah.
Most people don't. That's interesting, but that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. So, we touched on the George Floyd. We touched on the anti-Semitic statements. That do you feel like that was anti-Semitic?
No, because he was right about that. We are actually Semitic. We are. Because if you look up Semitic, that has something to do with like Israelites. So I agree with him on that.
What do you mean? It has something to do with Israelites, and what does that have to do with
anti-Semitic? Semitism, I think it's Semit. I forgot what the actual word is, but Semitic, if you look that up, it has a lot to do with Israelites, and black people were Israelites. You can look that up if you want to.
All right, just for people to understand. So I want people to understand what a Semitic people means.
Right. So I agree with Kanye on that one. So that was the really love bomb side.
That the Israelite thing with black people. What is it? Tell me about it.
Well, I don't know enough about it to actually be able to just expound on it.
But just whatever you do know.
We are the original humans. So when it comes to Jewish versus black, there's a certain amount of things that were, deleted out of our history.
When you say we, you mean people of darker pigmentation, melanated.
We are the original people.
Original meaning what? Born
the
first.
The first humans on the planet. So with that being said, I agree with what he said.
But what does that have to do with Israelites?
Israelites,
because I just don't want to. I want to understand you, and I want them to understand this in totality. So, okay, we can establish that black man is the original man, the first man on this planet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now where's the Israelite part come in?
Well, Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with black people?
They were black people.
Oh, they were black.
So when it comes to anti-Semitic, if you look it up, it's about anti-Israelites. But if we are Israelites, we can't be anti ourselves if we're talking about Jewish people. So in other words, from what I've learned, yes.
Okay.
But I don't know enough about it to be like, I'm this, I'm that.
But the part you learned, what was that? To where you're confident enough to say, yeah, I am an Israelite.
I don't have enough information to be able to say.
Did you learn anything about that?
Not that much.
Okay. But you said you did.
No, I'm going by what he said. I agree.
But what you said. Oh, you believe what he say?
Yeah, I'm just simply saying I'm agreeing with what he said in his explanation.
But
is
what
all
are you
I'm saying.
basing that belief on?
Just from certain things I've learned, but like I said, I don't have enough
But
information.
you haven't learned anything about.
I haven't learned enough.
But the
to be
little
able to
bit that
speak
you
on.
have, what is that? That's what I want to get to. 'Cause
The
I want to deal with that part.
The original black people. That's what I'm saying. Like the original
okay,
Hebrews,
but being the original-
Israelites. We actually.
But you right. Look,
Word
I'm
of Jewish.
not trying to like. Don't think I'm trying to like just be argumentative
Yeah.
for the fuck of it. I'm not.
Yeah.
But I want to like. This is how I am. My friends think I'm an asshole. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I got you.
Come here. No. What does this mean?
No, I love that. I love that.
You said
Yeah.
we are the original people. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I come into that understanding as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know, what does that have to do with us being Israelites or Jewish or whatever?
Well, we were the original Israelites, and if you, like I said, if you look it up, Semite means Hebrew
forget the
Israelites.
Semite, but the Israelite part associated with black people, where do you get that from? That's what I want to know.
Well, black is a color. That's the first thing.
Okay. Well,
You get what I'm saying?
Melanated people.
Yeah. So,
Where does that come from?
what do you mean? Where does it come from,
Like,
though?
for you to believe what Kanye said, that we are Jewish or Israelite or Hebrew, why? Like, where's that evidence or that information? That's what I'm asking.
Is in the Bible.
That's in the Bible.
I have people in my family that are Hebrew Israelites, and I don't know enough to be, so I hear from them. But like I said, I haven't
believe what they say.
Yeah, I haven't. They've shown me certain things in the Bible, but I didn't
recall.
I didn't go farther into it. So when somebody says, "Hey, this is this," and I'm like, "How is that?" It's like, because of right here, and I'm like, "Oh damn, okay, that makes sense." And I don't go myself down that rabbit hole. I can only sit back and say that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Not really.
No,
I understand what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but I can't expound on something that I don't know enough information on.
So if somebody say whatever, like we're the original Christians, I'm like, okay, where you get that from? I seen it somewhere. Like, all right, well, when you got that information, I'm not saying we're not.
Yeah,
I don't know. So just show me. See, this is how I walk through life. I don't believe anything. Like you said, well, Kanye said it, and I believe it. That's fine. I don't believe anything. I either know something or I don't, and I'm okay with saying like I don't know. You feel me? So I'll do my own independent
and
research.
that's kind of like what I was saying.
You said, nah, you believe that we are. You stood on that.
Well, it's a
you have
belief
nothing
and not knowledge on. I can believe.
Yeah, that's
something.
cool. You can believe anything.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah,
that's
all I'm saying.
Yeah, belief is not. You understand this though? A belief is not in alignment with reality, and
that's why I backed out.
Yeah.
See, when it comes to the brain stuff, I'm a go head to head with you. But when it comes to things that I
backed out of that one, though.
No sir.
You really
no.
standing on
no sir
survival and
yes sir
the activation of the amygdala and fight or flight with a bill.
The amygdala is the prehistoric part of our brain that has no consciousness of what's actually going on. It goes by
that's not true
interpretation.
It's not true
and perception.
So listen, this is a fact. They know that our amygdala can start to detect a potential threat in our immediate environment
just like that
before we're conscious of it.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not conscious. It's just part of the old system.
The conscious part is the prefrontal cortex.
It's part of the limbic system.
Yeah.
But they don't. I follow this stuff. I mean, we got neurons on the TV right now, but there's plenty that they don't know yet. You understand? They know more about the cosmos than the human brain. So, there's a lot that we're still trying to uncover and figure out. So that's fine. Listen, I was just going down that little hole with you about Israelites and the Semite and all that because you stood on something like strong, right? When we talked the other day, you had a lot of vehemency towards Kanye. Ye. I'm sorry. Ye, please forgive me. I respect you, and your name is Ye.
Yeah.
So, you're just getting used to saying it.
Yeah, it's hard to do that.
But it's fine. I'm with it. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, this is a smart brother. It's powerful, strong. He got a platform in which people tap in and listen. But here's the thing: you stand on things so strong. But it's interesting because, like, when you stand on something that strong, I feel you should be deeply rooted in the facts of it. You know what I mean? Just like the fact that you feel that Ye was wrong for what he said about George Floyd. However, I think you, I know you're a smart guy. If you've seen all of those other, like the angle where that guy was on the shoulder, if you saw that angle, I don't think, and just all of the other information, I'm certain that you would have a difference of opinion, right? Because none of us know. We're not in his body. We didn't do the autopsies. None of us know, right? But being rational and practical and intelligent people, we have to look at the evidence, right? We have to put our feelings aside and look at the evidence, because our feelings will have us just, no, fuck that, I'm ready to ride.
But you got to remember, the thing I was vehement about was Kanye's approach on how he does things is agenda driven. So all of these examples that we expounded on,
everyone does is based on their agenda.
I get it, but a lot of the things that we expounded on are just examples of how he caused outrage in our community on purpose in order to push us into a certain direction.
I don't see the outrage that you speak of.
Okay.
I heard it from you. I'm sure there's pockets of people that don't like him, but I have not seen any outrage. I've actually seen support from black people.
And it's not that I don't like him, I just don't trust him. And when it comes to not trusting somebody, I'm not going to sit down with that person on camera, because I look at him as another
sit
example.
Down with them at all?
Without a camera?
What if you can bring, what if you're right? What if he's just wrong, right? And what if you are able to bring him into light?
Without a camera.
And he concedes and he accepts it.
That's why I keep saying without a camera.
But why? What's the difference?
Because
wouldn't that be teaching a lot of people if people tapped into that and saw that?
Like I said, it goes back, because I stand on certain things, just like you said. He is untrustworthy. So if you just keep in mind.
So do you think
I'm
that
not
he
going
has
to go
the power
on camera with a person that is
you and get you to say something?
No, he could turn around and have me having the same problems as Drink Champs is having.
They don't have any problems. What problems do they have?
Okay,
I'm just saying
they don't have any problems.
If there's something that I'm not aware of, please educate me, because I don't know.
According to what I'm hearing, because like I don't know exactly, because I'm just going by what I see and hear or whatever. But there keyword may be lawsuits coming, and even when he went on the apology tour,
there's a lawsuit.
It's because of Kanye.
There's a lawsuit filed against Ye for $250 million.
And when that happens, you don't think it's a possibility, because look,
they're not. No one's. First of all, here's the thing. I can file a lawsuit that Trump don't like me. I can literally file that. Matter of fact, if you look, you can Google right now and Trump lawsuits against Trump. There's so many frivolous lawsuits. People can file whatever, and a lot of people do think that they'll just settle. Some people do, right?
Noriega said himself,
hold on.
There's a lawsuit coming for him.
No, we all know that. They already filed. They couldn't wait. So they couldn't wait to file.
So that's what I'm saying.
Listen, it's frivolous. You really think that United States is so tight that you can't say your opinion on how somebody died? You think that's you're liable for a $250 million lawsuit? Come on, bro. You know that's frivolous. That's frivolous as it gets.
If this wasn't a problem, because you got to remember, I'm saying he's untrustworthy, and I would say I'll talk to him off camera. If he wasn't the Terrell Owens of our culture, he would have not left that building in disarray, and having the host of the show, the owner of the show, take it off. You know, where it's not on YouTube or anything, and then the host of the show had to go on an apology tour because he's embarrassed of actually sitting down with this freaking man. And you actually think regardless of where I am in my life or my career, you actually think I'm gonna sit down with this dude? Not on camera, nowhere in hell, because I don't trust him. Not because I don't like him, because I don't trust him.
Is it that you don't trust him, or you fear someone else?
I don't trust him.
Or you fear someone else?
No, I think how many times have I said
don't trust him?
I look at him as a narcissistic boyfriend.
What can he do to you?
Huh?
What can he do to you?
He has enough power to literally ruin a person's career.
he has enough power to enhance a person's career incredibly,
or ruin a person's
And
career.
Whose career has he ruined?
We haven't seen yet.
Then why put that filth on him?
Because
Listen, we could talk about.
It's starting now.
We could talk about who he's lifted. Noriega, Nori waited a good 24 hours to rack them that ad revenue up before he deleted that video. That was a benefit for Nori. And then look, they probably talked about this behind the scenes. Then Nori got to go out there. He never said nothing bad about Ye. He said, nah, you know what?
He said he regrets it?
No. He said, yeah, of course he said that. He went to apologize, but he said this. It's very specific. I listen to everything. Mm-hmm. He says, the fact that there's like 8 Jewish people in here, when Ye said what he said, I looked at them. They were fine, so I thought it was fine. I don't know nothing about politics. Mm-hmm. I'm not familiar with anti-Semitic stuff. I don't know what y'all consider that. So I thought it was fine. Mm-hmm. He gave himself so many outs. Is his apology sincere? Absolutely not. He don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. He didn't say nothing bad about Ye. He said, that's my brother and I stand with him. He said, I should have pushed back on when he was saying the things about the Jews.
Right.
But I looked at the Jews in the room and they all was fine. They was hugging, taking pictures. I didn't think it was anti-Semitic. Mm-hmm. So I thought I was good. So he did what he needed to do to make sure everything is smooth. He don't get no backlash from the Jews, because that's the issue. Look, when he said DEFCON 3 or whatever, that's like, yo, get ready. They're coming to cancel. Mm-hmm. To cancel us, that's what that means. It's like it's a heightened sense of alertness, right? You got DEFCON 1, DEFCON 2, DEFCON 3, and it keeps going, right? So that's what that meant. And look, that's what they do. They come and they cancel people. Mm-hmm. They cancel Andrew Tate, Sneako, my spiritual father, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They cancel people, Alex Jones. They cancel people. Mm-hmm. They cancel strong men. Mm-hmm. Strong men get canceled. You feel me? Strong men get filth thrown on them. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And it's usually anti-Semitism. And listen, I got Jewish homies. Those are my dogs. So if somebody was to say I'm an anti-Semite, that's weird. I don't hate anybody.
You're right, exactly.
There might be people like that I hate, like an actual person. Mm-hmm. I have no qualms about that. But I don't hate any one group of people. That's weird. That's silly. And Ye obviously doesn't either.
No,
nor
but
anyone else.
His approach
nor anyone else
changes the narrative.
I don't like that a black man has to water down his delivery. Fuck that. Y'all like my delivery when y'all buying my music. Y'all love the swag. Y'all love the arrogance, the confidence. You feel me? They loved him when he was standing next to Donald Trump. You feel me? So I reject that. That man should be able to live in his truth.
Live in his truth on his own platform.
Speak his shit. No, they want him on their platforms. Everybody in the world except for you want Ye to sit down and do an interview. You feel me?
I don't want him on my platform.
Listen, because like Hannity, all of these other people had him on. They just edit out what they didn't want on there, and it's fine. Everybody did the same thing. Everybody's using him.
No, I'm good.
They're using him. You feel me? So, and they're getting a lot out of it. So he's shining light on certain things that really should be the conversation, not anti-Semitic talk. He ain't said nothing anti-Semitic. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So just for whatever reason in this country, when someone is people could be critical about everybody except for one group of people. I'm not even going to say it because motherfuckers are coming at me, and I don't have no hatred towards any group of people. But being critical of somebody will get you slapped with some filth called anti-Semitism, and that shit is wrong. That shit ain't cool. You feel me? So,
and I agree with that.
I stand by Ye. I love his music. I don't give a fuck about the politics, because I control my own little world, my reality. And everything else is entertainment for me. It's not that big of a deal to me.
Would you sit down with him?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
In what capacity?
No, I'm just saying like
interview.
An interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would to chill, strip club, studio, whatever. I hang out with you. Okay. Somebody I fuck with. Yeah. I know you wouldn't know.
No hell. No way in hell.
That's crazy.
Like I said, I would sit down with him. You?
Huh? Is it the George Floyd thing?
No, like I said,
does that still bother you? The George Floyd thing?
I keep saying it. It's the personality.
You don't like his personality? Oh, that's fine. You don't like.
I view him. Keyword view him, because I don't know him. Because we can have our perceptions without fully knowing certain things, right?
Right.
I view him or perceive him as a narcissistic person that love bombs, with every person or group that is in front of him in order for him to look like a victim of the other person.
You know what, brother? I'm getting a download right now.
Okay.
And I'm getting a download that you are really a huge fan of Ye.
I actually am.
You love Ye.
Yes.
You love that man.
Yes.
So you would sit down with him. You're a fan of him.
I just don't trust him.
That's interesting to me.
The codependent usually loves the narcissist.
Okay. So
you feel me?
So you're codependent. So
no, I'm not codependent. I wouldn't allow myself to be.
So he's that powerful, and you recognize his strength and his power and his energy, that you got to keep yourself away from him to not fall in love and be codependent on him.
No,
right?
no,
because you don't trust him. He gonna be
I've
nice
already
to you.
fallen in love.
He gonna be nice to you. He gonna say the right things, and then you got he got
no. I've already fell in love with what he does, like as a person. You know what I'm saying? So the love is already there. I just am able to see the fact that I can love you from a distance. See, when it comes to relationships, because I'm about relationships, certain people you can love from a distance. You can admire from a distance. You can appreciate from a distance.
100%.
You don't need them in your circle or whatever in order to love that person.
I mean, especially a musician.
So I love Ye, but I want you to stay over there and I stay over here.
Okay. Listen, I appreciate you for coming, bro. I do want people out there that's watching to not lose sight of the bigger thing, the bigger message, in my opinion, is the fact that what Ye is being called an anti-Semite for is for the fact that when he brought up the fact that there are white Jewish executives running these record labels that are promoting and putting a lot of money behind very destructive, narcissistic, misogynistic, hateful, violent music, right? That is literally causing, and I had a lot of debates with a lot of people like, hey, music is music, but nah, rap music is a way more dominant form of art than any other music that we have.
Do you think rappers are slave catchers?
I don't know what he meant by that, so I'm not going to comment on a slave catcher. I have to look up to see what a slave catcher is. Okay. That's actually my first time hearing that statement. So I don't know.
Shout out to Anton Daniels. That's the person I heard from.
Okay.
It wasn't Ye. It was Anton Daniels.
So I don't know what a slave catcher is.
Okay.
But I guess a runaway slave, they catch them? Is that what that is?
No, a person or an entity that kind of like reels somebody in to actually become something. It's kind of like a rat trap.
I can see that analogy.
Yeah.
I can
rat trap is sitting like this.
I can see that. That makes sense. I can see that analogy. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I can see that analogy. However, it is a fact that and listen, I love rap. I fucking love rap music. You know what I'm saying? But it is very destructive, right? It's very destructive and it's promoted. The lyrics is so bad.
Yeah.
But somebody can say something mean to somebody and get banned off of platforms. You feel me? So yeah, it's a lot of people got to really wake up and look at what's really going on. And the fact that I'm going to go back to my spiritual father, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm going to go to Alex Jones. I'm going to go to Donald Trump. I'm going to go to Andrew Tate. I'm going to go to what they're trying to do with Ye. I'm going to go to so many people. Strong men get canceled, silenced. Before them, you have Malcolm X, you have Martin Luther King, you had JFK, you had strong men getting silenced with a bullet. The bullet is different now. The bullet is it's an assassination of the man's character.
Right.
You feel me? Removing them from platforms in which they have access to give information to people. So somebody don't like that. A society of strong people is ideal, right? But if people ain't strong and united, they're fragmented.
We're sheep.
And those at the top keep their position. They're safe. Right?
I agree.
They don't want people united. They don't want strong men rising for whatever reason. They want strong men silent. Listen, when I learned about Andrew Tate around the time he got canceled, and I'm like going through information, like video, I'm like, why is he canceled? Is nothing other than the fact that he's empowering young men.
Well, he circumvented the system of social media. That's, in my opinion. It wasn't about what he was
like
saying.
That should be celebrated and view his model and study it. Make a course on that.
Then they can't make money.
Put that in academia.
See, social media is meant for you to get only a certain amount of followers in a certain type of manner. In order for you to pay them to get more. He circumvented
the more he makes money, say on YouTube, the more YouTube makes money. That's how it goes. Ad revenue goes as such. We sell, you popular, you doing advertiser friendly content, we're gonna slap ads on your shit.
Yeah.
What we get paid, we're gonna split that 50-50. So it's indicative of them to help him continue to grow. It's not about the money. It's way beyond that. So it's other people that's like, not unplug that motherfucker right there. Too strong, too much of a free thinker. He's a free thinker. You know, he's a man. He's swaggy. He's intelligent. He speaks well, and he's empowering young men. They don't like that shit. They don't like that shit. And he's a black man. They don't like that shit at all.
Yeah, I agree.
mean, so anyway, people got to be cognizant of the things that's happening.
Yeah.
Listen. And when people can support people getting canceled, that shit is not safe. That shit is not okay, because none of these people that I've mentioned, is there a valid reason for them to have been canceled? In my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just wild.
I don't want Ye canceled. I totally agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you on that. And this is what I see with Ye. I think he has two opposite spectrum goals: presidency or become a martyr and get killed.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I got to see him live with Ye and Drake, and that shit was special. People was crying. That shit was spiritual. So a person that have that kind of power and that kind of positive influence over people are special.
Yeah.
They're tapped into an angelic miracle frequency. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Google Metatron and Archangel Michael and the numbers 777-888-432. I'm putting y'all up on information that they can't really censor because they don't even know this information.
Yeah.
But mathematics is the language of God. You know what I'm saying? And mathematics and geometry is the framework of the universe. And once people start tapping into that and tapping into these frequencies, it's happening more and more. But collectively, we all need to do it. Then we will start coming into the consciousness of God. And people will be infinitely powerful. You feel me?
I agree.
So, yeah, anyway.
Damn, we didn't get to the White Lives Matter part. But okay.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll do a part 2.
Okay.
All right? Yeah. Thanks for coming on, my brother. Tell the people where they can find you at.
All right, I am Mr. Let Go. You can find me on YouTube at Mr. Let Go, MRLETGO. Instagram is IM_Mr. Let Go, MRLETGO. And those are my two main platforms.
Like that. Thanks for coming out. Welcome to Cali. We up out of here.
All right.
Check y'all out soon.